it's Phone Chick 29 and I'm back with another mini album. This one is for my mother-in-law. It is made with the Graphic 45 curtain call paper. It's a beautiful paper line. And this album is a lot different than most of the albums I make in that there's really not a lot of embellishments. I just use primarily the paper and just a few embellishments. So I'll kind of walk you through what I have here. So this is a Gatefold mini album. It is very large. It's, as you can see in reference to my hand, it's probably about almost 10 inches across by 7 inches long. It is really rather large. For the front cover, again, I just used the paper line, very plain. It is from my mother-in-law, and she loves this period that the paper was made for. And you know, the movies before sound was before they had movies with sound, you know, all the Rodolph Valentino movies. So at any rate, we'll get started. So I did use my Tim Holtz on the edge die for this, and it is bound using the method from Kathy from Paper Phenomenon. That binding style is the style that I use to bind it with some Tyvek, but I'll kind of walk you through that as we go along. The back is really plain. I just signed it and left the paper as is. Again, you'll see that there's really not a lot of embellishments, and the binding on the side is cardstock. So we'll take you through, and there's magnets, so it's held closed by magnets. So here's the first page. Again, really plain. This is designed to have some photographs and memorabilia in it. My mother-in-law has been, I guess, she's been going to jazz recordings her whole life, so she's got a lot of ticket stubs, and Louis Armstrong is one of her most favorite musicians, so I thought this would be a great line for her. So again, really plain with a paper collection. The other side, as I said, there's a lot of magnets here, so this is just held on with a magnet, and on the back there's a little envelope here, and I've got a note in there for her. This is going to be a Christmas present. So again, because there's a magnet, I can just throw that up there and it stays. So all the pages are very similar. Again, the Tim Holtz on the edge. This is from the paper collection. I did pop this up and left a spot for journaling so that she can journal about the picture that she has behind. The tags are all very similar. Just a tag here, and they're all plain on the back, so she can do some journaling or add another photograph on the back. And then spot for a photo here. And exactly the same on this side. Spot for photograph. And it's a plain tag. And these all the things on the side do pop up. Spot for journaling. This one, I did some glossy accent on the keys. I'm not sure if you can pick that up or not. The camera's picked. There it is. So I did some glossy accent on the keys. This is just a flip out. So a spot for photo here. Photograph here as well. Here I made this into a tag. So room for journaling there, and a photograph there, and it slides in here. And I left this open so it'll slide. And I just added a couple of rhinestones and some lipstick to the woman here. I won't try to put that on. And then this flips here. So room for a photograph and some journaling. And then this is a pocket here. So room for a tag. And that closes. And the other side, just have a flip for some photographs. And again, really plain, not a lot of embellishments on here. Here's another flip. Here's the next set of tags. And again, plan on the back. There's the paper line behind it. Same thing, tag here. And this one, I have an envelope here. So this is room for a tag here. And again, the paper collection is just beautiful. And this is held together with a magnet. So, spot here for a photo. And then another spot here. And then I just made a very simple tag here using the paper collection. And again, that flips up. And so you can kind of get an idea of how large this is as I go from page to page. Same thing here. This is just a placeholder for a tag. I didn't stamp anything on this tag yet. But this is another envelope. So lots and lots of room here. Just added some trim here. Again, room for photographs. This is a metal, what are they called? Brad. There's a magnet in here, so that's what the metal part that it attaches to. And again, room for photograph, some journaling, and there's a tag in here that I just put in there as a placeholder. And then that closes up. The magnet catches. And again, all these are very similar. Spot for journaling. All the tags are the same. And the paper collection. My mother-in-law is in her 70s, so I didn't want to. I wanted to leave it pretty easy for her to know where to put the photographs. And here's the next one. It's the paper. It's just very pretty paper. It's very hard to cover up. And this one I just added another tag. Did some faux stitching on the back. This one has a metal piece in it as well, so if she wanted to add this to the front with a magnet, she can do that. Another tag. Again, they're all plain on the back. And then this flips. This is plain here. And this one flips. Another tag using the paper collection. Room for journaling. Just a big spot for photograph. I'll probably add some trim here to the bottom. But again, I just wanted to make sure she knew where to put her photos, so it'd be pretty self-explanatory. It's another tag. And all these images in the tags are popped up, so she could slide her photo right underneath those. There's a paper collection. And this is an interactive piece. These are regular tags that I did some embossing and some stamping on. This just unties. It's really easy to tie and untie. And she can just open these up and untie as she goes. So there's stamping and room for journaling on the back of each. So she can add her pictures here, or her ticket stubs, whatever she would like to add. And this is a pocket here, a spot for a photo. Some Tim Holtz film strip here. I added that. And here's the last tag. And then this opens. And same thing here. I just tried to use as many tags as I could. This bow unties. And I did some stamping. And spots for journaling. And these are all glimmer misted. That's why you're kind of picking up a little bit of, it's hard to see the stamped images on these. But they're all the same. So some stamping and then journaling. And then just a ring for photograph here. And it just ties up really easy. And then here's the back. Again, nice big spot for a larger photograph if she wanted to put a really large photograph here. You can see the Tim Holtz on the edge die here. This is part of the binding system. And the paper collection. Again, not a lot of embellishments, left it very plain for her. Here's your binding system here. So as you can see, it goes all the way through and the pages are attached on. And there is some Tyvek here. So Tyvek around the cardstock to make sure that it had some stability. And it is very, very stable. And it was enough room for me. I did a ½ an inch in between. So it left plenty of room for the album. And it closes up very easily. I'll tie that later, but pretty much it, sorry for all the camera angles here. But the pages just close one on top of the other. And I think this was 10 pages. This one was definitely a lot of fun to make. I had a really good time with this one. I so did not do that right, but I'll fix it later. And it all closes. Again, here's your magnet. It all closes up and is held together with the magnet closure when everything's put in correctly. But that's the album. I hope you enjoyed it. It was, again, really beautiful paper collection. Didn't want to do a lot of embellishments. Didn't think it really needed it. I thought the images pretty much spoke for themselves, and it was an album that I created for my mother-in-law, who is in her 70s, so I wanted to make sure she was able to put photographs in. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.